Ever found yourself facing a choice, like a truly impossible one, the kind that really makes you question everything?
Hmm. Yeah, I think we all have at some point, right?
Well, today we're going to dive into this incredible story. Mai Bhago, a Sikh warrior, I mean, talk about tough choices. She faced armies, but it's deeper than that. It's about courage, faith, what happens when things get really real.
Definitely. And her story is one of those that just grabs you. It's got everything.
Totally. We're working with excerpts from a text about her life and unpack how she became this total legend in Sikh history. It's not just battles and bravery, though, this deep dive. It's redemption, second chances, the stuff that makes a life.
It's a really powerful stuff, her story.
Absolutely. Okay, so picture this. 17th century India, right in the heart of Punjab. We're talking rural life, a devout Sikh family, but not just any family, they were connected.
Oh, yeah. And that's putting it mildly. Her grandfather was a major leader, and her father served right in the army of Guru Gobind, the sixth guru. They weren't just believers. This family was woven into Sikh leadership, protectors, the real deal. Okay, so we're talking serious Sikh pedigree here. But get this. Most kids are learning games, right? This young girl, she's training, swordsmanship, archery, the works. This wasn't some hobby. She was being raised to defend her faith, like literally. It was a total defiance of the norm back then. While most societies were all about keeping women in traditional roles, Sikhism was different. They championed equality. And Mai Bhago's family, they lived it, instilled that warrior spirit, that deep sense of duty from the get-go.
Can you imagine? I mean, going against the grain like that, especially then, she was already embodying courage before she ever saw a battlefield. But like any good story, things were about to get interesting. Enter the Mughal Empire.
Right, and this is where it gets complicated. Now, the Mughals, they were this powerful Muslim dynasty, had ruled India for centuries. Their relationship with the Sikhs, well, let's just say it was complicated. Times of peace, then huge clashes. By the late 17th century, tensions were like a powder keg, ready to blow.
And this is where the siege of Anandpur Sahib comes in, right? A defining moment, not just for the Sikhs, but for our story, too.
Exactly. And Anandpur Sahib, it wasn't just a city, it was the Sikh stronghold. When those Mughal forces rolled in, they weren't playing around.
Yeah.
Full-on siege, attacks day and night, supplies dwindling, desperate times, you know what I mean?
To be trapped like that, outnumbered, outgunned, it's hard to even imagine.
And that's where we see a major turn. 40 Sikh soldiers, they're known as the Chali Mukte, the 40 liberated ones, but not in a good way at first. They cracked under the pressure. Imagine that choice. To save your own life, you abandon your guru, Guru Gobind Singh himself. And not just that, they sign a document basically saying they're out, no more faith. Talk about a rock in a hard place.
Wow. I mean, to abandon your leader, your faith, it's just unthinkable. I'm guessing Mai Bhago didn't take this well.
Not a chance. Word gets back to Mai Bhago about these 40 liberated ones, and she is furious. For her, it wasn't just leaving the guru. It was abandoning their principles, their identity as Sikhs. Remember, this is a woman who'd been training to defend her faith since she was a kid. Betrayal. Not something she took lightly.
So what does she do? Does she try to rally the troops, shame them publicly?
Mai Bhago was never one for just talk. She's going to right this wrong, and she knew exactly who to call out. She confronted those deserters, shaming them for turning their backs on everything they held dear. But here's where we see her incredible strength of character shine through. She doesn't just berate them, she inspires them to seek redemption.
It's like she saw a flicker of their faith still burning beneath the fear and regret.
Exactly. And that's how Mai Bhago, along with these guilt-stricken soldiers, embark on a perilous mission to find Guru Gobind Singh, who was now fleeing Anandpur Sahib with the Mughal army at his heels. Imagine that journey. Can you imagine choosing to face a raging war fueled by a desperate hope to atone for your mistakes?
It's like something out of a movie, this unlikely band of heroes marching towards certain danger. They're literally walking into the lion's den.
And the lion's den it was. They finally catch up to the Guru's forces near the village of Khidrana, but their relief is short-lived. The 10,000-strong Mughal army was closing in, and to make matters worse, the only water source in the area, a small pool, was under enemy control.
So they were trapped between a rock and, well, a very thirsty, very angry army. What happens next?
This is where Mai Bhago's courage becomes truly legendary. Forget about surrender. She rallies the 40 liberated ones and launches a full-on assault against the Mughal army.
Hold on, they attacked a force 10 times their size. Talk about a David and Goliath situation.
It was a testament to their sheer ferocity and unwavering spirit, a last stand fueled by the desire to reclaim their honor. And while those brave souls held back the Mughal onslaught, they bought Guru Gobind Singh and his forces precious time to regroup.
So this small band of warriors, fueled by faith and a hunger for redemption, they actually held off the entire Mughal army. What was Mai Bhago like in the heat of battle?
According to accounts, she was a whirlwind of steel and fury, wielding her legendary 102-pound lance with devastating skill.
102 pounds. You're kidding. Okay, I wouldn't want to be on the other side of that lance. But as we know, history is rarely kind, even to heroes. What was the ultimate cost of this battle, this desperate fight for redemption?
The Battle of Muxar, as it came to be known, is one of the most pivotal moments in Sikh history, forever etched in their collective memory. The Mughal army, caught off guard by the Sikhs' ferocity, was indeed forced to retreat. But the victory came at a heavy price. Of those 40 liberated soldiers who had dared to seek redemption, all but one fell in battle, proving their loyalty with their last breath.
Their courage is awe-inspiring, but what a tragic loss. What about Mai Bhago? Did she survive the carnage?
Badly wounded, but she lived. However, the battle took a devastating toll. Her brothers, her husband, all fell in the fight. Some accounts even say she lost children at Muxar.
To survive such a victory carrying the weight of such loss, that's a different kind of strength. What impact did this battle, this testament to courage and sacrifice, have on the Sikh community, on Guru Gobind Singh himself?
The Battle of Muxar solidified something profound for Guru Gobind Singh. It proved the unwavering commitment of his followers. He saw their willingness to die for their beliefs, witnessed their atonement in the face of death, and in his eyes they were redeemed, their past transgressions washed clean by their bravery.
So she's seen so much by this point, right? All that chaos, the loss, the weight of this victory. What happens to Mai Bhago after?
Well, once a warrior, always a warrior in a sense, right?
Yeah.
Guru Gobind Singh, he saw something in her. Her strength was obvious, but also that unwavering faith. He asked her to stay with him.
No way. Wait, so the woman who basically shamed those deserters back into action, who led the charge at Muxar, she's asked to be the Guru's bodyguard.
You got it. She was chosen as a protector, a testament to everything she'd done, the loyalty, the skill. Imagine that, from being so outspoken against those who wavered to becoming a guardian for their leader. That's Mai Bhago, second chances, forgiveness, the whole package.
Like a storybook hero, but even more impressive because it's real. What about after the guru died, though? That had to be rough. How does someone like that find peace?
It's interesting, she did find peace, but on her own terms, you could say. She chose a life of meditation, became a teacher, settled in this village, Janwada, still a warrior, but battling different demons now, finding wisdom.
Inner peace, that whole journey. But it's bigger than just her. The Sikh community, they see her as something more. Right.
Oh, absolutely. She's a warrior saint to them, a symbol of all the best stuff. Courage, faith, that ability to come back from the edge and find redemption. Her story's proof that even when we screw up, make the wrong choices, there's always a path back, a way to make things right. She's hope, especially for anyone who's been broken, felt lost. Human spirit stuff, how strong it can be.
And talk about leaving a mark, there's a Gurdwara, a Sikh place of worship, right there in Janwada, dedicated to her. Her story is still going strong, inspiring folks generations later.
Exactly, that's the amazing thing.
So big picture time, we've covered a lot. Battles, betrayals, that incredible fight for redemption. What does it all mean, though? Why does the story still matter?
It's more than just history, that's for sure. Mai Bhago's story, it reminds us that courage can pop up anywhere, anytime, and even when things are darkest, we've got the power to choose to be better. It's a challenge to all of us to face our own fears, own our mistakes, and really try to be the best versions of ourselves no matter what.
And that's got to be why it sticks with people, right? Because deep down, we all want that second chance, that redemption arc, the strength to face our own battles, even if they seem impossible. It's powerful stuff. Going to be thinking about this one for a while.
Me too, definitely.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into Mai Bhago's incredible life. Before we go, though, I got to ask, what's that one act of courage you've been putting off? Something you just haven't been brave enough to face yet? Think about it. Maybe Mai Bhago's story will be the push you need. And hey, if you're feeling inspired to learn more about the Sikh world, there are tons of incredible stories out there. Stories of faith, bravery, that unbreakable human spirit just waiting to be discovered. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Can't wait to see what incredible stories we uncover together next.